time. When I was the National Party chairman, they said, oh, Terry, he's most partisan. I'm not partisan, I'm an American. And I was against George Bush, and no one fought hard at George Bush because I knew he would be a disastrous president. I called it day one, and guess what? He was worse than a disastrous president in this country. He will go down as the worst president in our nation's history. Now that's not partisan. But we got our 8th straight month of job losses, just announced again. Bill Clinton left him a $5.6 trillion surplus. Today is an $8 trillion deficit. Folks, that is a $13.5 trillion change in the economic condition of the United States of America. Disposable income is at the lowest level it's been since the Great Depression. 47 million Americans with no health insurance. Education funding cut. You all know the issues. And he gives the top 1% 6 tax cuts. Now let me ask you a question. How many of this room make over $300,000 a year? Better put their hand up. I don't think you'd be right over to see her for the party. But you know what? If you haven't made $300,000, you have not gotten one thing from George Bush. You haven't gotten one tax cut. You've seen your gas prices go up, your health care costs go up, education costs go up, property tax go up. Everything's up. And the top 1% have gotten a bunch of tax cuts. I've gotten tax cuts. I started my first business when I was 14 years old because I wanted to go to college. I got lucky, worked hard, I'm down in that top 1%. But you know what, folks? Why are you giving Terry McAuliffe 6 tax cuts and 1.6 million kids lose their after-school program? Why are you giving me a tax cut and we can't give our troops in Iraq body armor? It is wrong. Bill Clinton, he raised my taxes, and it was the right thing to do, but you know what? Bill Clinton created more millionaires and billionaires than any president in the history of our country. But you know what else happened? More people moved out of poverty, middle class had the highest disposable income in our nation's history. Everybody did great. That's what you get when you get a Democrat in the White House. And let's be clear, when you say about Virginia, and all your Republican buddies are going to say, oh, he's going to raise my taxes. Barack Obama's not going to raise your taxes. How many in this room, well, let me do it a different way. How many in this room know somebody who is 65 years old? How many know someone who is 65 years old and makes less than $50,000 a year? You tell every single one of those people that you, under Barack Obama's plan, will pay no federal taxes, folks. He is going to eliminate them. And if you make under $250,000 a year as a joint filer, your taxes go down. As a single filer, under $200,000, your taxes go down. It's the Democratic Party that reduces taxes. It's the Democratic Party that we've seen here in Virginia with Mark Warner and Tim Kaine that knows how to run a government. George Bush has raised disposable discretionary spending by 6 percentage points. Fiscal conservative, huh? Compassionate conservative. Oh, I'm against nation building. I mean, what a joke. John McCain's, and you tell every person you know, John McCain's tax plan, 25% of the cut goes to those that make $2.8 million or higher. Now, how many of this room made $2.8 million or higher? If you do, I want to know you, not just digging. But folks, Barack Obama will get you universal health care. He will cut your taxes. He will get people around the world loving us again. He will fully fund education. That's what you get when you get a Democrat. But have no illusions. I say I've fought these guys forever. They are mean, they are dirty, they are nasty, and they will lie. And they're doing it about Barack Obama on TV today and his tax plan. They will say anything to win. They've lost the House, they've lost the Senate. They don't want to give this White House up. Many of you heard me out in Denver. You know what they did to Al Gore. Greatest vice president of all time, running against George Bush, a failed businessman, a part-time governor. Had a drinking problem until he was 40. But he found God, and he was saved, which is great. I'm all for that. But we're running against Al Gore, 22 million new jobs, surpluses, peace around the world, and we lose that election. It shouldn't have come down to Florida to 537 votes. But they lied about Al Gore. And John McCain, think what he is going to do. John Kerry went to Vietnam twice, folks. He served, he volunteered. George Bush jumped over 87 people in the Texas Air National Guard because his daddy was a congressman. And he never went and showed up for his duty in Alabama. John Kerry went and served this nation, and they made him look like a wimp by the end of that campaign. So if they're willing to do that to a guy who served this country, you know what's coming. This is going to be vicious. They're going to go after us. The polls today, the Gallup poll now has us down 4 points. Don't worry about all that. But I'm telling you folks, it is going to get ugly and nasty. So I'm here today, and I talked to Barack yesterday. He's asked me to spend the next 30 days traveling across the great Commonwealth of Virginia. He sort of likes what I say and sort of the way I say it. But we need Democrats to fight. I am sick and tired of the days after elections saying, oh, I wish we had done this. Folks, America is counting on us. People across the great Commonwealth of Virginia are counting on you folks to fight. So when you go eat here today, and you're going to have a good time, we're all going to be at the pig roast. But that's it, folks. After today, we got to get to work. And when you go home and say, I'm tired, I can't make another phone call, or I can't knock on another door, you got to do it. We are 53 days away from this election. We have got to win this White House. I can't afford it. I've got 5 young children. 2 of them will be getting to go to college and then get in the workforce. I can't have a John McCain as president because there are going to be no jobs for my children. And that's what this election is all about. If we win Virginia, we win the White House. It is a small cluster of states. It looks good today, but folks, I don't want to put too much pressure on you. Dickie, I hate to do this to you. The future of this nation and the future of the world comes down to the people in this room. It comes down to Virginia. And if we win Virginia, we win this election, folks. So we leave here, I want you pumped up, unified. We're all together. This party is as unified as ever been. I don't hear any whining and complaining. Let's get out there. Let's take it to these folks in Virginia. Let's win this election. Get control of this White House. Get this government moving again for all the people who are counting on us, folks. And happy day.